Three questions that changed my life and three questions that transformed my life. And these three questions I share with people all around the world when I coach them or just people I meet day to day. What are we going to do today? We're going to talk about three questions, and there are many more, but there are three questions that Coach Antonio Landis Thompson asks themselves every day. And those three questions, they have transformed my life. Oh, thanks for listening to Winners for Life Coaching Podcast. This is your host, Coach Antonio Landis Thompson, and you're listening to Winners for Life Coaching Podcast, a place where you discover your success, your greatness, your purpose, your destiny, and become all what you were designed to be. Sit back and relax. Hey, and let us go on a journey, a teaching, a motivation, an inspiration of transformation. Thank you so much for stopping by and listening to the podcast. Thank you for sharing the podcast. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your comments. Again, we did it. We recorded over 100 episodes. Over 100 episodes. Let me take a breath for that. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful. Thank you for your presence or support. You know, Winners for Life Coaching Podcast, it's a community. It's not just me. I'm the face of the podcast. But there are people behind the scenes who are coaching me. There are people behind the scenes who are motivating me. There's people behind the scenes that inspire me. There are a lot of people behind the scenes I talk to on a weekly basis. Their conversations, those conversations encourage me to come up with topics. So when you saw that 100 episode, it was a team effort. And today, this is episode 102. Let me say that again. That even sounds good. This is episode 102. If you want to get more inspiration, more motivation, go to Winners for Life Coaching Podcast. You can pull a Winners for Life Coaching Podcast on any of your platforms. Go to AntonioLandisThompson.com, AntonioLandisThompson.com. Oh, but I want to get straight into it. Three questions that transform my life. But can I get permission? Can I get permission to be honest with you? Can I get permission to coach you today? Can I get permission to coach you? Like I like to say, everything that is said in this coaching session is confidential between me and you, unless you want me to share it in the community. But what do you want to get out of this podcast today, out of this coaching conversation, out of this coaching today? What do you want to get out? What are your expectations? I encourage you, whenever you go into a coaching session, it's very important that you have expectations in terms of what you expect to get out, okay? What you expect to get out. Let's get straight into it. Also, I'll be speaking this week. I'm so grateful. Things are happening. Doors are opening. I'll be speaking this week in Charleston, South Carolina, to a summit. And the summit, the host of the summit is Mr. Harry Danter, great speaker, great motivator, great educator. I call him Professor Harry. Go out on social media, check him out. I'm so grateful that I'll be in Charleston, South Carolina, talking. So Charleston, get ready. The three questions that transform my life. The first one is this. Every day I ask myself, and I ask you on this podcast, and I intentionally didn't ask you up front because I know I was going to ask you it. One of the first questions I ask myself every day is, what are you grateful for? Every day I ask myself, what am I grateful for? Sometimes before I even get out of the bed, I ask myself what I'm grateful for. When I'm brushing my teeth, I ask myself what I'm grateful for. One of the first questions I like to ask myself is, what am I grateful for? Now, I don't know how long I've been practicing this or asking myself this question, but all I know, this question has transformed my life. Now, I was practicing gratitude and being grateful before I even knew what grateful and gratitude was. And I owe it to my mom because the way that I grew up, I'd share this story. Some people know about this story. Whenever my mom would cook, it was five of us. It was two boys, three girls, and mom and dad. So that's seven mouths have that had to be fed. And whenever my mom would cook food, the food was very, very delicious. Whenever you go into the kitchen to get your serving, sometimes we would not all eat the same time. She said, "Be appreciative." And I was like, "Why is she saying that?" What she was letting me know in that moment, when you go in there to get something to eat, you're not the only one that is eating. Be appreciative and be grateful for your portion or serving of the food. Because once you go in there, come on, coach. Once you go in there, what? There are other people that have to come to eat after you. Woo. And I remember one time, when you growing up, we were eating chicken. I remember the story. Some of us like the dark meat. Some of us like the white meat. Some of us like our special piece of the chicken. My mom used to bake that chicken or fry that chicken. Oh, the way she seasoned it to the bone, it tasted so good. And I used to have a favorite piece of the chicken that I want. I'm showing you how I get into grateful and being gratitude. And I got to the point I said, well, since I'm the eldest, one day I decide I don't care what piece of the chicken I get, as long as I get a piece of chicken. Ooh, let me say that again. I got to the point, being the eldest one, I said, I don't care what piece of the chicken I get, as long as I get a piece of the chicken. I'm so grateful to have a meal. I don't care even what piece of the chicken I get. So I was practicing gratitude and being thankful. Being thankful and being thankful. And growing up in that environment, it caused me, I wouldn't say it caused me, it influenced me to be grateful. It influenced me to be grateful. And this is a question that I ask my kids every day. What are you grateful for? If they sleeping, I don't like to ask them that because I don't want to wake them up. But they know before they go to school, I'm going to ask them, what are you grateful for? When I'm going to church, I like to ask them, what are you grateful for? Because I don't want my children grow up thinking that everything is just given to them on a platter. Because a lot of us in the western part of the world, I want to speak in the western part of the world, especially here in the United States of America, after living here, some of us in this western part of the world, we have this, how can I say, we have this attitude and this spirit of entitlement, meaning that you're supposed to do this for me. And one of the things that I think is that we wake up every day think that we the one who woke ourselves up. We the one that got ourselves out of bed. We the one that gave us the food that we eat. We the ones. Let me pause for a second. I don't care how much vitamins you take. I don't care how much times you exercise. Like somebody was like, we was talking, my birthday was coming up, and they was like, you don't even look your age. Listen here, it's not how much vitamins you take. It's not how much you exercise. Listen here, at the end of the day, the person that woke you up this morning and allow you to listen to this podcast is the God of the universe. See, that ties with being grateful. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, every day, I ask myself what I'm grateful for. But let's pause there for a second. Did you wake yourself up? Yeah. We're talking about 3 questions that changed my life. This way, when I could talk on this all day. Did you wake yourself up this morning? That's the coaching question. Who woke you up this morning? Yeah. The job that you have, right? Who gave you that job? Was it your education? Was it your connections or what have you? The bottom line, God had to give you the strength and the knowledge to even be able to get the job. The talents you have. You didn't just give yourself the talent of singing. You didn't just give yourself the talent of organization. You didn't just give you your talents of just being a great writer. Those were gifts that were given to us, right? And we use those gifts, and those gifts have made us successful financially. Those gifts have opened up doors for us. Why? Because guess what? That was a gift that God has given you. It wasn't like you supposed to get this writing gift. You supposed to get this singing gift. It wasn't like you supposed to wake up this morning. Grateful. Yeah. Start your morning asking yourself, what are you grateful for? And when you start asking yourself, what are you grateful for? You will look at the world totally different. You will look at people different. You will have empathy more. You'll put yourself in their shoes. You'll be more understanding. You'll even listen more. You'll even start to forgive more. In fact, you will even start to love yourself more when you ask yourself, what are you grateful for? I got to get to the next two, but I think I might have to do a whole podcast episode on being grateful. For those who just chiming in, we're talking about 3 questions that transform my life that I ask myself every day. Another question that I ask myself every day, and I like to ask people, how are you doing? I ask myself, okay, how are you doing today? On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you doing? Am I doing good? And I like to be real with myself. I think Bob Marley have a song, some lines say, you could fool some people all the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. You may fool people, but guess what? You can't fool yourself, baby. I'm excited today. I'm getting ready for Charleston. You can fool some people all the time, but you can't fool yourself sometimes, right? You can't fool. Like I have a friend. He said, there's one thing when you lie to other people, but don't lie to yourself. You have to be real with yourself. And in that moment, when you wake up, you ask yourself, hey, how are you doing? Ask yourself. You might say, you know what? I may need to talk to somebody today. I'm dealing with something mentally. Maybe I need to go to a therapist. Maybe I need to go to a counselor. Maybe I need to go to a coach to help me achieve my objective. Maybe I need to call my mom. Maybe I need to spend time more. Maybe I need to increase my eating. Maybe I need to. See, what are you doing? You are asking yourself, how you doing? But not only are you asking yourself, how you doing? Whenever you meet somebody, ask them, how you doing? I want you to practice this. When you're going through the grocery store and you're going through that line, and that cashier or that waitress or some type of service, imagine you ask this lady, and there are a lot of people in the line waiting to get served. They want their food, they want to check out, but you say, hey, how are you doing? Woo. Wow. Keep it a second. I gotta get some water on that. Give me a second. You ask, how are you doing? You know what that does to that cashier, that male or that female or that teenager who's behind the cash register? They said someone cares more about just their groceries. Someone cares how I'm feeling. Someone cares. If you meet somebody anywhere, hey, how are you doing? That question. Sometimes I like to ask. One time I was, true story. One time, a couple weeks ago, a month or two ago, this lady, I was getting something, I was paying for some service to get some work done. And the lady came in there, she came in there to do what she had to do. And I said, what are you grateful for? And she paused. And I was trying to figure out what's going on. And she said this, I was not expecting that question. Because she was expecting how much this costs. Okay, this is what you have to do, Mr. Thompson. We'll set you up and then you could come back next time. Hmm? Hmm? I was at my dentist's office. Just for clarification, right? And the assistant, whoever came in there, I said, "What are you grateful for?" Woo. And it just made her feel good. She's like, "I was not expecting that question. How are you doing?" Mm. Don't make the assumption that everybody life today is a bed of roses. Don't make the assumption that everybody cup is filled. Don't make the assumption that everybody have gas in their car. Don't make the assumption that everybody home is good. Don't make that assumption when you see that teenager that they are fine. Something bad could have happened to them this week. This person could be experiencing something. Somebody might have messed up their mind. Somebody might have violated them. Hmm? Somebody might have done something to hurt somebody. Someone may have just lost someone that they love or care. But when you ask, "How are you doing?" it makes people realize how you care. You know, Maya Angelou, she has a quote, and the essence of the quote is that you could say as much things as you want to say, you could say as much things you want to do, and you could talk to people, all of this, but what people will do, people will always, she sums up in the quote, the essence of the quote, she sums up by saying that people will remember how you made them feel. Mm. Some people might not remember my name, but they say, when I listen to this episode today, I felt so good. Mm. Mm. I encourage you, ask people how are you, say, "Hey, how are you doing?" A third question that I like to ask people, how is your family? Mm. Woo. Wow. No, how is your family? Because we want to, when we meet people, we want to tell them about our kids. We want to tell them how good our kids are doing. How, oh, I have my grandkids. They doing good. You know, we want people to know what's going on in our world. Ask people, how is your family? Mm. Things might not be going good with the family. Oh, my mom is in the hospital. My dad just got diagnosed with cancer. My daughter is pregnant. We're expecting our first grandchild. Hmm? My son is going through therapy. Oh, my son is doing good. He's in college. When you ask people how is your family, you take the attention off of you and you put the attention on them. And what people realize in that moment, you care about them. Mm. But also when you ask somebody that question, how is your family? They might say, I don't have no family. I'm not connected to my family no more. But you know what I realize what family is? Family is more than the family that you were born into and grew up. Family is a community. Winners for Life Coaching Podcast is a community. It's a family. It's a tribe where you discover your success, your greatness, your purpose, and your destiny. We could go on and on and on the day. What are you taking away after hearing these three questions today? What are you taking away? Hmm? What are you taking away? Yeah. What are you going to implement today to make your day better? Which one of these questions are you going to implement? Which one of these questions are you going to practice? And I guarantee you, when you start practicing these questions and asking yourself these questions every day, your life will transform. Mm. People will look at you totally different. People will communicate with you totally different. The way you look at the world and the way you communicate with people is going to be totally different, all because of these three questions. Let me know, put in the comments, What are three questions that you ask yourself, or a question? And what we talked about today, we talked about three questions that have transformed my life. And the first one I ask myself every day is, what am I grateful for? The second one I ask myself, I say, hey, how am I doing? I have to be real with myself. And I ask people that question every day, what are you grateful for? How are you doing? And the third question I ask myself, how is the family? How is my family? Is everything good in the marriage? Is everything good with my kids? And these three questions, they keep me focused and they keep me grounded. What are you grateful for? I guarantee you, you say, oh, guarantee. I guarantee you, if you practice these three questions every day, number one, what are you grateful for? How are you doing? How is your family? You asking that question to yourself and to others, your life will transform. You will look at life totally different. Mm. What are you grateful for today? Mm. Mm. Yeah. What are you grateful for in this moment right now? Be honest with yourself. How are you really doing? Yeah. There's no one else listening. How are you really doing? Are things okay with you? Do you need some help? Hmm? Be real with yourself. Are you doing okay? How is your family? How are things going on in your family? How are things going on in your tribe and your community? This is Coach Antonio Landis Thompson, and you've been listening to Winners for Life Coaching Podcast, a place where you discover your success, your greatness, your purpose, and destiny, and become all what you were designed to be. Remember, there's no secret to your success. There's a wealth of greatness inside of you. You are the captain of your ship and the master of your destiny. Your purpose was never lost. Your purpose is inside of you, waiting for you to discover. There are over 8.2 billion people in the world, and no one has your fingerprint. That means that you are special and you unique. The best and the greatest day to be alive is the day. Thank you, thank you, thank you for listening. Thank you again for helping us as a community. We did it. We made over 100 episodes. And we're just getting started, baby. Every day, ask yourself, what are you grateful for? How are you doing? How are your family? Ask yourself that and ask others that. And you will see your life transform, but also you will see people's lives transform. And you will look at life totally, totally different. Thank you. Thank you. Your day is going to be amazing. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for family. I'm grateful for friends. But guess what? I'm grateful that you're listening to Winners for Life Coaching Podcast, a place where you discover your success, your greatness, and your purpose. How I'm doing? I am doing good. I am doing good, 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 good. How is the family? The family is good. And I'm grateful, and I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Thank you for listening. I'm grateful that you're listening to Winners for Life Coaching Podcast. Your day is going to be super, super, super amazing. Blessings. Love you.